Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program in career mode. We are going to go to Minmus, and this is basically a modified version of the Comsat vessel designed to carry a lander instead, which I forgot to actually put some landing gear on the lander. Quick fix! Alright, the fix has been applied. Basically all I did was move the mystery goo onto the actual command pod and put the legs where the goo was instead. I also added a bunch of batteries I had forgotten to add. So, we now have electrical charge. Let's get things going. 3, 2, 1. Take off. And I forgot I do not need to throttle up at all. In fact, just turn off. And I forgot to switch to map view to get things oriented around here. There we go. Move the camera just a little bit. Set an angle about now. Switch to running a solid fuel. I will boost up the throttle a little bit, get us a little extra speed as the fuel is running out. And cut. There we go. That's how the Separatrons were supposed to work last time. Now they actually worked. It's a mystery to me. So how you doing, Bill? You look like you are checking things out, making sure things are working fine. Switch over to the 45 degree mark, excuse me. I heard a sudden explosion. It's never a good sound. Hello, Moon. We're not actually going for you. We're going for one of your relatives, named Minmus. It's actually kind of funny, our prograde is almost in sync with our target. Maybe I should have been more on the 50-degree line. I might be angled over a little bit too much right now, but we have achieved orbit before with this launch stage, so I have full confidence that I am capable of screwing it up. Not what you were expecting me to say, was it? Not too bad. Immediately launch this one off. Actually tilt up to the 60-degree line. Try to get as much vertical movement as we can out of this thing. I think I have screwed this up completely though, and there's probably no hope of recovering. Because this apoapsis is definitely not high enough for our current stage. Yeah, we're not doing good. We're doing quite bad, actually. We should have achieved orbital velocity right now, or switched it over to orbital view. But it didn't automatically do that, so I assume we weren't high enough for that. And we're only going 1,000 meters per second. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Cut the engines and abort. Pull away from that. And everything is going to be just fine. Actually, this is going to give us a perfect test to see if we have the capability of getting the parachutes to work. Something I had not actually tested yet. So, I will rejoin you in a moment. Alright. Take 2 of the launch is about to begin. And I have good news. The hospital called and said that Jeb is okay to fly again. So he will be joining us in the next episode. We are not going to wait for him to show up, however, because we need to get to Minmus as soon as we can so we can get some satellites. And I'm going to go ahead and let time warp just a little bit so that we are launching at dawn. That way it's a lot easier to see what's going on. Also, I added some lights I had forgotten to add last time, in case I'm coming on the dark side of Minmus. No, wait, I don't need that. I just need to launch. So all I really did was remove a lot of the weight that we had. So I took out a bunch of fuel tanks, because this thing should have plenty of fuel to get us to Minmus with just 3 tanks. I'm going to go more vertical this time around. Make sure I get the proper height necessary to get us into orbit. Throttle. And full throttle. And ditch those boosters. Alright. I do hope that this thing lands okay, because we only have 3 legs and they're kind of awkwardly placed. But theoretically it shouldn't matter all that much. And we can definitely do a gravity turnabout now. We are much higher than we were before. And we are moving a lot faster as well. We have a good lead on our height compared to our apoapsis. So, things should turn out fine this time around. I have full confidence that I did not screw it up this time. So Minmus is surprisingly easier to land on than Moon is. Moon is closer and therefore probably easier to get to, but it also has a higher amount of gravity and a lot more variety in the terrain, which actually makes it a little bit hard to land on simply because you have more obstacles in the way. Oh my, we have a good apoapsis. I should have done a much steeper gravity turn than I did. So it's a 2-minute burn. 2 minute 38 seconds. So we start burning at 1 minute and 19 seconds. And let's make sure that we have our target set as Minmus. Set as Minmus. Pardon me. Okie dokie, Bill. Are you ready to try to get to Minmus? You better be ready, because you don't really have a choice in this matter anymore. You're already in orbit. Well, in sub-orbit, I guess. And there's no going back right now. Not Minmus, scoop up some of that mint ice cream colored planet, and shove it in the command pod. Now, can I take more than one surface sample, or is only one surface sample completely? If possible, I would like to get multiple biomes surface samples. If not, it's unfortunate, but I will have to make do with the phenomenal amount of science a single surface sample can give you anyway. While we're up here, let's set our target to mission control. There's actually probe debris. That's kind of funny. And how much energy is this going to drain from us right now? It looks like we might actually have enough solar panels to have that active. That's good. But we can deactivate this for now because it's not important enough. This is actually taking a lot more fuel than I had expected, but it shouldn't be a problem because Minmus is fairly easy to land on and get off of. It's just getting there, that's the problem. That's the only real problem. Looks like we have enough though. I need to learn about delta V, because that's a term I hear a lot of the bigger KSP players use. Oh, nope. Turn off. Turn off. Switch just a little bit. There we go. So, we have a descending node of -5.1. I am curious... No, we're not going to be able to get there on this first orbit. We can get out of the system pretty easily. Let's see, where is it going to be at when I'm there? It's going to be all the way over there. Okay, let's just focus on getting ourselves lined up so we can get wherever we need to be. And we're already pointed in the right direction, so that is about as perfect as we can ask for. Over there. Oh, no. Slight problem. We're a little bit out of order. A little bit past our mark. But should still be good enough. 0.3. That's decent. I can accept a 0.3 variation. Now let's see how we do. I hit the blue mark. Nope, we have an encounter. Very small encounter. But it should be good enough. I want to be able to get it better. That looks a lot better. Then we can get onto Minmus fairly easily from there. Oh, that's even closer. What the heck did I just do? Stop focusing on Kerbin. I don't want to be focused on Kerbin. I want to be focused on my ship. Whatever. So at 27 seconds, we'll not skip past the maneuver node this time. We barely have any fuel left though, so... we might not be able to do this entire burn on this tank. And it's actually much longer with this one. Oh boy. Am I going to be screwing up this mission? Possibly. Am I going to scrap the mission? Never. So we only need the tiniest amount of fuel to be able to land. Sound is pretty weird when I'm rotating. Okie dokie, we have one heck of a maneuver going on. So the periapsis is about 1 million. That's not the greatest, but I can live with it. And then I have a moon encounter. I do not understand. But I think after that, it slingshots me out into deep space, so we... this is interesting. Let's focus on getting over to Minmus. Hello, Moon! Can I focus on... Yes, thank you for letting me focus on the Surveyor, finally. Alright, here comes Minmus. And... slow it way down. Okay, so we need a maneuver to slow us way the heck down. Oh, geez, that is actually... No. No. And maneuver. Slow us down. That's an 18-second burn. We can manage that one fairly well. And that one's a 19-second burn, and that takes us directly down 2 minutes. Go with that level of a periapsis, and if it looks like we can get a much better landing spot, we will go for it. Hello, Minmus. Actually, while we're here, floating way above Minmus, science time. Some material bay observation. Good. 100. Crew report. Oh, right. We need to activate our comms device. And we will see if we even have a link. It looks like we will not have a direct link to command. Let's review the report and try transmitting. Yeah, we don't have a link to them. That's why I need the satellites around Kerbin, because then we'll always have a link. So we will keep that report for now. Let's orient ourselves upright. And we'll do a quick EVA. Let go and float backwards just a tiny amount. Get an EVA report, keep that data. Grab on, get back in. Observe some mystery goo. Keep the data. And then redo our maneuver, because I forgot when you get out, you lose your maneuver. Eh, 24,000, that's good enough. Okay, point in the right direction. We still have half a tank of fuel, which should be enough to get us back home after we land on Minmus. Maybe I should just go for a direct landing. Because we're not going that fast, honestly. It's a tough choice because it's preferable to land in the lake bed. Let's just go with our maneuver and actually let's quick save and then go with our maneuver. That way if I screw it up, we don't have to restart the entire mission. And we will burn at 10 seconds, so we'll have plenty of time. Watch our fuel depleting. Even if I go back right now, I would have a lot of science, but it's much preferable to get onto Minmus. We're gonna go with that. And we're actually going completely the opposite direction that Minmus is spinning, so it's not the best situation, but I can make do with it. Unfortunately, our speed is so slow right now that any maneuver we do is greatly superior. In magnitude. And I'm rambling about things I don't know the science about, so I can't give you the best explanation of how things are working. If you want a good explanation of this stuff, I recommend watching Scott Manley, Enter Elysium, Hawk Gaming. They are geniuses compared to me. I am a noob. I enjoy my noobish behaviors on this game. That's actually something I never quite understood. Why do we invent names to make people feel horrible about themselves? Especially if they're just trying something new, and therefore cannot be as experienced as people who are experienced players. We are a very strange society that is focused around making people feel horrible about themselves. Especially if you look at some of those charity videos. Their entire focus seems to be about, look at how horrible a situation these people are in. You should feel awful about them, and therefore should give us money to make them have a better life. Like that commercial with the animals and the sad music. You know, and the eyes of an angel, whatever it is. I'm thinking I should abandon my attempts to land on Minmus, otherwise I will not get Bill back. We don't have the fuel for this. I'm just going to be satisfied with some flyby science. Keep this data. Keep this. Observe this one. Keep that. I didn't bring a thermometer because I'm an idiot. So that's another reason that this mission should just be scrapped, because I was stupid and didn't bring all the science equipment necessary for this to be a proper mission. Pardon me. So not only am I a noob, I'm forgetful, and therefore should be shunned by all of humanity. I can't get another crew report, so we're gonna have to settle for another EVA report. EVA, keep. Grab, get back on board, and let's get you home, Bill, because that's the only thing we can do now. We have some very, very interesting maneuvers, or orbits going on right now. I think we'll have enough fuel for this, so. If not, I can rely on Jeb's patented technique of pushing your rocket home. Remember that. I really hope I don't have to do that again. If I do, I'm going to load the quick save and just collect as much science, go straight back home, and ignore Minmus for the time being. Honestly, I shouldn't be having this much problem. It's just that I don't really know how much fuel is necessary to land on Minmus, how much is necessary to get there, what the best way of doing all this stuff is. I'm a noob, and I glorify my noobishness through videos. And burning. There we go. I have exactly 0 meters per second left to do. That was pretty awesome. But I have a feeling we're still going to be far away from our apoapsis, and therefore going to have to try our best to bring our periapsis down into atmosphere. See, we put the maneuver here. Yeah, we're on the wrong side of our apoapsis. It's unfortunate. In fact, we are way out here. But at this distance, it doesn't really matter where the apoapsis is because all maneuvers can give you a lot of change. Look at that, with a 2-second burn, we lose like 1.5 million. Which is great because we might not get much more than a few seconds of burn. That is a little bit too steep. Not steep enough. Not quite. 21,000, that is perfect. Okay. This episode is going to be a little bit of a long one, but I want to get this thing home and get plans for our satellites up as soon as we can. F5 it. I suppose at this distance, the get out and push method actually would work phenomenally. More. Oop. More. No. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's just let the time go down a little bit slower. I'm gonna slow it down again when we're at the 20 mark. And burn as much as I can. Uh-oh. I think we have an impact. We have an impact. And we have 1 unit of fuel left. Okay, good. Ah. This is something. I don't know what it is, but it is a thing. Don't mind me, I'm just rambling, without any clue on what I'm doing right now. The only clue that I have is that I could have left Bill stranded on Minmus, and that would not be very nice to do to him, would it? DVA report. That is absolutely useless to me. Oh geez, what's going on? I'm flipping around. Help! Ah! I'm confused! I'm very confused. Ah! Am I, like, just... Okay. Take things very slow. No! I don't know what to do right now. Okay, can it stop with the camera switching? Okay, I do not know what that was. But oh, I think I know what it was. I am moving around so drastically compared to the orbit of the shuttle that I was bringing Bill himself out of orbit. I'm putting him on a very high suborbital trajectory. So basically, I was setting Bill up to be smashed into Kerbin from a height of 46 million kilometers. 46 million meters. And I don't think he would have liked that very much. Not at all. So let's just time warp. What? Did we just ignore Kerbin completely? We were going so fast that we ignored Kerbin's atmosphere. I thought it's supposed to automatically move us down in time acceleration as soon as we're within a few kilometers. Okay, let's go ahead and use the last of our fuel to bring us down to a slightly lower height. And that didn't affect our periapsis at all, so is it at 24, right? Yes. Alright, Bill. Get ready for the re-entry effects that you apparently completely ignored last time. You've been out in space for a really long time now. Our orbital speed is actually pretty high, isn't it? But we should be experiencing some... Yep, we are decelerating pretty phenomenally fast. I guess I wouldn't say phenomenally, because that would be kind of... I think we might be re-entering this time. Which means we should have re-entered the first time, but due to our super high-speed time acceleration, we ignored the laws of physics. Hello! This is one hot vessel. And yes, we are re-entering whether I want to or not. Great. Fortunately, we are decelerating pretty rapidly. And I do have a large amount of parachutes on this thing, so no matter what speed we're at, we should be pretty safe. Deploy all the chutes. Turn off SAS, and we will start flipping around because I forgot that the parachutes are mostly on these things, and therefore it does not want to stay that way. So we will turn the SAS back on. Come on, turn. Oh boy. Okay, now point this way. No! Stop flipping! I want to be facing the proper direction! Because I have lights on that could help us see where we're going to land. Plus the landing gear would be very nice to have. It looks like we're going to be landing on land of some variety. So that looks like water. I just really hope that everything stays attached. I have a lot of struts. So theoretically it should. Alright, now can I turn? Just let me turn! I want to be landing upright so I can land this thing like a proper lander. Eh. If I had more torque, I probably could turn this thing the right direction around. And I'm actually a little bit worried about if this thing lands on the capsule. We're only going 4.2 meters per second, so that's not that fast. But I don't want it to knock off any science equipment. It's just not going to work out, is it? Stupid. Parachutes being effective. Alright. I give. You can crash the pilot's area into the ground. Oh. Looks like nothing fell off. I'm going to call this a success then. Let's recover this thing before anything happens. Alright, we have science again. That's great news. It means we can unlock various parts that will be helpful for us. Such as... well, these would be pretty helpful actually. Precision engineering. And so would advanced electronics. So we're going to get that. And this allows for unmanned tech. And this gets us ion propulsion. And this is where we can get some of our better satellite stuff. We're not worried about that right now. Right now, we're going to grab the fuel system and advanced rocketry. And this is going to allow us to get better things launched into space. And that's all the science we have, and that's the end of this episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I will see you in the next episode, and we'll finally have some satellites in orbit. Take care, and goodbye.